is on the screen. Please don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us. We are always willing to accept new members, and we are still looking for new members. Thank you. Questions? Any questions?
Go back to, you showed us a slide per D, but can you go back to your slide per A? Or no? You did question?
Part A was just the regular structure of the USVI Cancer Coalition.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You good?
Any other questions, comments, words of wisdom, advice?
They're doing everything right so far.
I actually have one more comment to make. Like Dr. Fredericks mentioned, I am currently in the facilitative leadership training, and one of the tools that we use in our virtual meeting is the whiteboard option. And I love that option, because that way you see how we would go around and put up strengths, challenges. You do it virtually, and everybody votes on it, and then of course you come to a consensus. So expect to see that in our next upcoming coalition meeting. If there is no more comments, I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Fredericks.
Thank you, Letitia. And we're going to move along our agenda to our last presenter. Or are we on a, oh, this ends the live stream, I apologize. Right, so let me close out the live stream. I think Letitia did a good job. Our contact information was on the screen. So if you guys are interested in being a part of the coalition, as she stated, we still have some gaps in certain key members who we would love to see join. Please do reach out to us. You are welcome. We're welcoming new members. Some of the foundation's items have not been put in place yet. As you heard, we recently merged, and we spent a lot of our early time preparing for this summit. So as we leave here and going on and beyond, we will be restructuring the coalition. So I have one comment from Bob, and then the commissioner is going to close us out. We're going to decide that together. But yes, there is going to be a cap, but I do not want to make that decision. I have an idea of what is too many, but yes, because I know we have some core members who already are part of the coalition. We're going to get together and determine what that cap is going to be, where the gaps exist, and certain people are going to volunteer, and then we're going to go and seek out people who we know need to be on our coalition. So that's how we're going to operate going forward. One more comment.
I have a comment. I would like to share our experience in Puerto Rico with the new NOFO, the notice and what requires CDC. There's a list of organizations that must be in that coalition. So that's a good idea to review the NOFO so you can see, and of course, as you said, there has to be a group that it's easy to manage, but remember that the funding of CDC requires membership. So that's a good idea, and we did, because in the past we missed some people, and with the new NOFO we reviewed that and gave us like the guidance. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
I have one comment about the breast and cervical program, and so that reminded me to think of this. Again, congratulations on the funding. As you are writing your breast objectives, and as you're writing objectives around tobacco, objectives around diabetes, I would encourage you to make sure that those programs are really represented in that in those objective writing, because when they are, then not only are we saying that the cancer plan supports their work, but their work also supports the cancer plan. When you are competing for additional funding, then there's this really nice collaborative effort that you're able to show across the country, the universe, to funders. and it also really gives us an opportunity to say, these are the resources that we needed, these are the resources that we have available, and this is the responsibility that the BNC program has to implementing the cancer plan. It's all working together, and it helps us to not duplicate efforts and spend resources, and to your point, redirect resources in other places because we know that these objectives are being met through this program funding.
I had to take a moment and introduce myself because I am a member of the VI Coalition, the VI Breast Cancer Project, and I just wanted to mention that we have contributed greatly to the VI territory in terms of recruiting cancer survivors to participate on a national level in Washington, D.C. And I'm so proud to see one of our participants, Vera, who attended the National Breast Cancer Coalition. And the article came out in the Source newspaper about 5 cancer survivors who attended the National Breast Cancer Coalition conference in Washington, D.C. And we would like to continue to focus on national participation because it's very important, particularly when we're following the money. And the National Breast Cancer Coalition has an opportunity for the VI, it's universal, where we can apply for research money specifically for breast cancer. And I just had to take this moment to say that, and our VI Breast Cancer Project also runs art therapy classes for cancer survivors. We started off with breast cancer survivors, now we've extended it to all cancer survivors. And I came here all the way from Washington, I'm back and forth because I am a cancer patient currently at Johns Hopkins. And so I am very moved and touched because my visual picture was to see this type of summit to take place in the Virgin Islands. So I'm overwhelmed, and I just had to seize this moment to say thank you very much to the Department of Health and all the staff who've been involved in putting this together and all of the members of the coalition. Thank you for allowing me this moment.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hampton. And you're Diane Hampton, correct? Diane Hampton? Yes, nice to meet you. I recognized your voice over the telephone when you called me. So thank you for showing up. And I think we had one more comment. I'm not sure.
I just wanted to comment, going back to the composition, the membership, realizing the cancer registry yesterday when you presented where the cancer incidence and by age group, the first thing that came to my mind is that if we're talking to people 55 plus, maybe we should also invite like AARP, that they have a big membership. That we did? Okay, but anyway, I think that that's some of the organizations that target that age group, not only that one, but also the faith-based organizations that are also, but the AARP came to my mind because, you know, cancer incidence and the age group as a correlation, so I just wanted to add that.
Thank you. I'll now turn it over to Commissioner Encarnacion to close us out on live stream.
I wanted to have the opportunity to say to those who are looking, listening, thank you so much for coming back today. And I know everyone has been providing support and kudos to Dr. Fredericks and her team, and I know that you are all saying thank you to her as well. As you guys are doing an awesome job with this, for planning for 3 months and having this presentation. I would say that you were staying up 24/7 doing this. So I know the work is hard, and I wanted to say to Nikki that one of the good things is that Dr. Fredericks actually oversees both the tobacco as well as the smoking cessation program, and both leads of that program are actually here this morning as well. So that's part of the leadership.
So this morning I assigned Janessa to be the leader of our work group, and she just looked at me. But I said, yes, Janessa, you're going to lead one of the work groups. So it just goes back to what you were saying. We are already starting that internal collaboration.
So they're right here listening and learning, and so that's part of the leadership. And I have to tell you that this morning, someone spoke and said that ideas that were shared today, and for you, the viewing audience, things that you learn today doesn't necessarily have to be for the Cancer Coalition. It's things that you could do in your everyday life. Trust me, the Assistant Commissioner and I have already sat down and we spoke, and we're going to be building our culture as well in reference to consistency. We spoke about consistency on the first day. That actually really and truly breeds success, but looking at the objectives and the way that you place them on a consistent basis is critical for who we are and actually allow us to grow. So thank you all for being here, but most of all, we're going to say goodbye to you, but I just really wanted to say thank you for tuning in again and supporting Dr. Fredericks and her team and everyone that's here that represents who we are. Thank you.
Okay, so I think